I'm Chanel and welcome to Capricorn Season Decks. So once again, I'm an absolute noob. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here to have a good time, have fun and give it a crack. So we've got Capricorn season today. So the dates for Capricorn are December 22nd to January 19th. So I'm just going by Western astrology for this. The key words are ambitious, practical, faithful, disciplined, and stubborn. So their symbol is a goat. The earth sign, it is an earth sign. So that's also where the kind of practicality, but yet stubbornness, I guess, comes from. They are cardinal. Their planet is Saturn. So once again, fantastic at organization and setting up routines and strategies and discipline. And their tarot association is the Devil card. And once again, up above, I'm going to put just a whole array of little memes and illustrations that I feel might represent Capricorns out there. Me personally, anytime I have met a Capricorn, I have gotten along with them famously. I just really dig their sense of humor and I've just always gotten along with Capricorns. So maybe my next partner will be a Capricorn, who knows? So I've chosen decks based on what I have in my collection. So these might really not fit, but I've done the best with what I've got in terms of what I think fits like the key personality traits of Capricorn. But yeah, visually maybe it doesn't, and there's probably way better decks out there, but I have to work with what I have and I made the best of it. So I'm going to start with the 5 tarot and then the 5 oracle. I've just painted my nails and I'm probably about to just ruin them all, but I just don't have the patience to wait for it to dry. So the first deck that I'm doing is the Ephemera Tarot. So these are stunning. They're simple, but they're luxurious. And I feel like that's like a Capricorn thing. They've got that luxury, but they've got the elegance, you know? They're quite lush. They're excellent quality. And I feel like if any signs, I think Capricorns would prefer quality over quantity. That one's upside down. It's also very clean looking. The aesthetic of it is quite crisp. It's got the limited color palette, but it's interesting. So the whole deck is sort of revolves around, that's just the cover card, mythology and history. So it's interesting and I think it satisfies like that intellectual curiosity. It's not a just face value deck. It has depth and it is interesting. And that is why I've selected it as one of the decks. And it is the Ephemera by True Black Tarot. This is my next choice. I probably just should have waited, but can't go back now. I'm all in for a penny, out for a pound. So this is the Lovely Ladies Tarot. And this is these are the backs, and this is another indie deck. And I picked this one because I feel like Capricorn are the boss bitches of the zodiac. If you're going to have a boss bitch, it's a Capricorn chick. And I feel like these lovely ladies are boss AF. Like they've got their shit together. They're killing it. They're owning it. They're slaying. And I thought it's a perfect representation of a Capricorn. It's got that, female empowerment. And look at this King of Wands. Like, yes, bitch, slay. So that's why I have picked it for the Capricorn deck. There's Capricorn's key card, the Devil. I feel like Capricorns like black. Do they? If you're a Capricorn, let me know. I just feel like maybe black is like a staple color in your wardrobe. Just every Capricorn I've met, obviously, personally, has favored that color. But yeah, that is why I have chosen the Lovely Ladies Tarot. And speaking of black, I don't know, like I said, I could be way off with that one. The next tarot that I have picked is the Dreamy Moons Tarot. So these are the backs. It's got the gold gilding. I think that every single tarot deck that I've selected is an indie deck. So once again, I just feel like Capricorns would go for indies more than mass market if they have the wallet to accommodate. And if you know anything about a Capricorn, it's that financial success is something that they definitely pursue. And if it's not financial, then it's career motivated. They're very ambitious and hardworking, and they want to climb to the top of that ladder. Like they want to be bosses. So they're just pretty much set on like global domination. It reminds me of Pinky in the Brain. We're here to take over the world. So that's why I've also chosen this one. I feel like it has that bit of energy as well, sort of like above it all at the top of the mountain, energy. It's got that cosmic element too. So it's even bigger than the world in the entire galaxy. And once again, I picked this one because, like I said, I thought personally that Capricorns have a thing for maybe black, very power colors, perhaps, alike with Scorpio in that way. But I feel like they would also rock neutrals really well. I just feel like sort of elegant and classy vibe from them, like very, especially at work, like very business professional, but immaculate, fashion, darling, fashion, darling. And yeah, just like I said, a success deck. And this deck drips in gold, and I equate gold with success and money and riches and wealth, and that's why I've picked the Dreamy Moons Tarot. And then here is my next option. Speaking of bling bling, once again another indie deck. This is the Lucid Dreams Beginner's Oracle. I don't even know if this is ordered properly, if it's upside down. I was playing with it before and then it all fell all over the floor. And this is like the same thing. It feels very luxurious, it's very high quality, but this one is super practical and to the point. You've got the keywords right on there, so you don't have to faff about getting into a guidebook. It tells you what you need to know. It's got all the information very clearly visible. So it's a great resource deck, and I feel like Capricorns are quite resourceful. And this is also quite a traditional deck as well. Like, it's not too outside of the box. It kind of follows the rules a little bit and isn't too quirky or zany. It's got that reserved sort of quality, but with, once again, like that lusciousness and luxurious gold richness to it. And for me, it has a bit of like a serious kind of energy as well. It's just very straightforward and to the point. It's not here to fuck with spiders. So that's why I have picked the Lucid Dreams Beginner's Oracle. Okay, so my last tarot choice is the Spacious Tarot. I've got the expansion pack in here, guys, so apologies for that. And I've edged mine. These are the backs. I had to do an earth-based deck because, Capricorn is an earth-based sign, and it's very much of the earthly realm, the material realm, and obviously nature is that. Nature is also very rich and bountiful. There's a wildness, but there's also an order. It's got that juxtaposition to it. This one is a very beautiful but very understated nature deck. It's not overwhelming and fussy. It's simple, and yet it's striking. So I think those qualities also are part of Capricorn. But yeah, it's just got it's also very like reliable, steady energy to it. There's a peacefulness and a calmness to this deck that is just very centering and aligning, and you can really ground yourself in it. That is why I picked the Spacious Tarot. Okay, so here we are going on to the Oracle cards. So I've got the Daily Crystal Inspirations. I heavily modded this, cut it way down, did it freehand. That's why it's all higgledy-piggledy. So I picked this one because, once again, it is clear, it is concise, it is a dependable deck, it's very practical. Straight away, you've got the picture of the image of the crystal, you've got the name of the crystal, and then you've got a saying, and you don't even have to go in the guidebook. You can just like, overcome your fears, bam, you know the message, heal your heart. It's very clear and concise. It's a very lucid deck, but I think it's also very beautiful. Like, in its austerity, there is still beauty, and it's very striking, and it allows you to really focus on the card and not get distracted by sort of frivolous artistic elements. A little bit reserved in that way, and I guess that is also a Capricorn trait. They're a bit slow to reveal themselves. They're not showing everything, because the guidebook is actually really good. Even though it's got the saying right on there, which is very practical, it expands upon it. Then there's core questions and an action to do with the crystal. So, if you do open the guidebook, you get to know it better. Just like with a Capricorn, you have to put in the time. You have to show that you're trustworthy. You have to show you're a real one for them to actually open up to you and be vulnerable. It's Capricorns expect you to put a little bit of work in. You're not going to get the milk for free. You've got to work to get into their little what's the term? Inner sanctum. I'm using, I think it's fantasy terminology from like ACOTAR, but into their core group. They're not just going to let anybody in. If you're not like one of their truest friends, they might come across as a bit detached, a bit reserved, but once you get to know them, different story. So this was the Daily Crystal book. Okay, so the next deck I have, just grab it out, is the Hollow Valley deck of symbols. So this is the back. Once again, I've just been very drawn to simple but elegant and high quality. This is another indie card deck things. This is another one that holds a lot back. So it's not giving you much at all, but then you open this up and it's a lot more information. So once again, this is one you probably definitely want to use the guidebook for, so you can really plumb its depths and glean all the knowledge from it that you can. But it's also, it's just got it's got a very practical nature because everything's very simple. It's not convoluted. It's quite direct. Like these are talents. This is a lantern, you know, and it's black and white. I don't think you can get more simple than black and white. That's got to be like the basis of a kind of serious feeling deck. You know what I mean? It's like, I won't call this playful or like fun. It's got more of a serious vibe. I bring it out when I guess more of as a medicine deck, to be honest, for me. When I'm feeling like, all right, give me, what's some medicine that's going to help me, give it to me straight. It's definitely a bit more of a realist deck, and I think Capricorns are realists rather than idealists. So this is the Hollow Valley deck of symbols. So here is the next selection. And here we have the Moon Witch Oracle. So the Moon Witch, I feel, is quite a strong-willed deck. It's got its own personality, and it's a bit of a, you know, no bullshit, strong feminine energy to it, which I really appreciate. And once again, it's got like a limited color palette and a very consistent look to the whole deck. This particular one is all about sort of witch things, but also feminine goddesses. I think it is very well done, and it sort of does appeal to a lot of people. Another keyword I've seen from Capricorns is, like, you know, kind of confident and a bit like sexy, and I feel like this deck is also confident and sexy. It's very unapologetic. It just is what it is. There's also a very mysterious kind of quality to it as well that, you know, once again, you need to shine a light on to uncover all of its secrets. And there's definitely just an overall strength to this deck, and that is the Moon Witch Oracle. Here is the next one. So this is the, oh, I have messed my nails up, oh well. City of Dreams. So those are the backs. The reason that I have picked this one, once again, the shiny bling, I wanted to pick a lot of decks that mostly have that kind of sumptuous luxury quality to them. I picked this one because if you're going to pick a city in the world where, you know, if you are successful in, then it's just, you can do it anywhere. What's that saying? If you can make it in New York City, you can make it anywhere. So I feel like if anyone's going to conquer New York City, it would be a Capricorn. And so I thought, why not do a deck that epitomizes New York City? And I also feel like, even though for an earth sign who generally they do like nature, I feel like Capricorns do well in a very city, urban areas too. I feel like they'll definitely be maybe penthouse people. You know, the ones that where the elevator is just like, there's like a dedicated elevator for them and it opens straight into their penthouse with city views and all the fixings and their, you know, immaculately done wardrobe. I feel like their wardrobes would be like so perfectly organized and just very aesthetic. But, you know, that kind of, you know, very, is it business core? I don't know what the thing is, but, you know, the billionaire core, like what's his name? The BDSM dude, Christian Grey, like that Christian Grey rich kind of level, you know, professionalism. I feel like they would have that because, like, they're very disciplined and, like I said, they're ambitious and they've got a drive to succeed. And I think also be taken seriously, like they want respect. And that's why I picked City of Dreams. And the final deck that I've selected is the Sovereign Oracle. So, like I said, you can't get more to the point than this. It is text with a few key phrases. And this was originally created to be a business deck to do with your businesses or your career. Because let's face it, like if the, you know, Capricorns are known for the, you know, being the career and finance people. Some of their key words: disciplined, ambitious, realist, responsible, persistent, reliable, cautious, practical, hardworking, strong-willed, independent, determined, resourceful, tenacious, organized. Like I said, that archetype of like the successful business mogul, you know, the multimillionaires. It's that Wolf of Wall Street kind of energy. That's what I kind of associate with Capricorn, I guess. But that, you know, it's not all just business, business, business. There's also like, they've got a witty side. I think they're quite sarcastic. The ones have met anyway had quite a bit of sarcasm to them, a bit flirty, a bit cheeky, I think, actually more like a bit cheeky. But they're still quite emotionally sensitive, I found. And this one's the same way, even though it's like creative for business, it's some of these phrases here are just like really hit you and really resonate. Like it's definitely a deck that has depth. It's not just like kind of surface level or just meant to be used for, you know, creating business and career spreads. Like I use it for so many things. It's so applicable to many areas of my life. So it has a lot of uses, which I think also would be something Capricorns like, rather than single use items, unless they were, you know, items that that correlate with whatever they're passionate about. So maybe if they like coffee, they will get a state-of-the-art coffee machine, you know, but otherwise they like things that can be adaptable, that have just that practicality to them, you know, they're quite usable. And I love that it has multiple ones as well, so it kind of hits that bang for your buck feeling. You're getting more bang for your buck with this deck. But this is, yeah, just one of my go-to decks. It's like I said, it's really reliable and it delivers on what it's meant to deliver every single time. I know some people might feel it maybe is a bit cold because there is no like real artwork on there, but I don't mind that whatsoever. But I know that sometimes Capricorns can come across as a bit cold, I guess, a bit detached until you get to know them. And it's the same thing with this. From first glance, you might be like, it's not really giving much, but it gives. It really does. There's a lot of wisdom to be found in this deck. So yeah, this was my final choice, the Sovereign Oracle for Capricorn season. Until next time, stay wild, Star Child.